Hey everybody, how you doing? This is the Blessed Driver here. And so today I want to answer a question that some people have been asking, and also I want to comment off of a comment that somebody made in regards to associates helping Instacart shoppers. Now this is only in regards to Instacart shoppers, and I can't really speak for ship shoppers or other people that are on other platforms, but this is just only for Instacart only. Now the question is, should you ask a sales associate or store associate for help finding an item? Now, Instacart states that they prefer us to look for the item ourselves, and if we can't find it after a period of time or whatever, then we can ask an associate. Now, the thing is, I understand when it comes to, for instance, alcoholic beverages like wine and stuff, and I know that Total Wine and ABC Wine is part of the Instacart platform. They partner with them. And so if you were to go to ABC is small. It's, it's only like one big square. And typically they ask you if they want, if you need any help. And I always get people to ask me if I need help for anything. And so, and I try to find it on my own, but if they ask me for help, then I'm like, okay, sure. And then they walk me to a place, but I never ask unless I can't find it after about maybe 5 minutes or something like that. And so, but if they come to me, I'm like, okay, sure. And I'll show them like, oh yes, it's over here. That's fine. Now, Total Wine is huge. Total Wine, it's kind of like the Toys R Us of alcohol, I guess. And so, that place is big. And unless you know anything about alcoholic beverages and stuff like that, you will get lost. You might not know where things are at. And so there's so many different blends of wines and alcohols and even different types of beers and stuff from different places all over the world. And so you might not know where some things are, and that makes sense. And so, and I know when you go to these places, they give you like maybe 10 minutes to find like maybe 5 bottles of wine, but they may want wine from different places. And so it may take some time to find it. Now, if that's the case where you really can't find it, then of course ask them. Now, there's a difference between really not knowing where something is after you've tried to find it versus you coming right into the store and asking somebody where something is. Now, that's the difference, okay? So the answer to that is yes, you can ask a sales associate for help, but my suggestion, this is just my suggestion, okay? I would suggest you looking for it yourself. Now, Instacart did state this. They sent us a memo saying that there have been complaints from people from some of these stores saying that, it ties them up when we ask them questions when we can find it on our own. Now, I'm not really sure what everybody else is doing because I'm not there. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. But my thing is, if you have tried to find something and you're looking around and you can't find it, or you might not sure where it is, ask somebody. Because for one thing, we're being timed. So I understand, like, if Instacart wants a customer's groceries delivered within a certain amount of time, whatever, then we have to know where something is. Now, they did suggest, this is so weird, but they did suggest that we go to some of these stores out of the hundreds of stores, then walk around and and try to figure out the layout, to study the layout. So I mean, I guess they want us to do this on our unpaid time, and I don't know who does that, but and I kind of mentioned something like this for new people who just joined the platform that know where everything is. So anytime that you're going into a store, like if you're on the platform like for the first time, if you're new to Instacart, that would be my first thing I'll always suggest. Is like, once you get inside the store, look around. The first thing you want to do is look up, because once you look up, you'll see like the signage of where certain items are, like pickles and ketchup and cereal and water, things like that. You'll see where it is. So look on your app and see where things are, and then just kind of scan around, and then you kind of get an idea, because every store has a similar layout, very similar. They might not always be in the same place, but it's a very similar type of layout and stuff like that, okay? And so, but now the flip side to that is that you have some associates that work at these stores, like Whole Foods, because it was a Whole Foods associate that made that comment to me, and that's why I'm addressing this. That's one of the reasons why I'm addressing this, because some people are afraid to ask a sales associate for help. Is that the person from Whole Foods said that one of the number one complaints that they get, like cashiers get, is that the Instacart shoppers are asking them for help. I don't know the entire details about that, so I can't speak on anybody's behalf. But all I can say is that, there are some of these people that work in these stores that just don't want to help you. And I've experienced this with my own eyes. I'm telling you, there are people, once they see you coming, because they know you work for Instacart or Shipped or whatever, they'll go the other way. Like, they intentionally do not help you. Now, I don't know if Instacart has had a conversation or maybe sent out a memo to some of these stores and said, hey, we prefer our shoppers to find items on their own. And this is our protocol, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, I don't know if they say, don't help them, or I don't know what they're saying. And so my thing is, if we are shoppers, don't treat us like, we are just like these like little robots, because we're shopping for a customer. Now, here's my question to some of these people that have an issue with us asking you questions. Now, would you treat us any different if we were just a regular customer? What if we weren't an Instacart or Ship Shop or whatever? Would you still treat us the same way? Would you still have that mentality? Because I've seen customers, I'm telling you, even at Whole Foods, they have like a list. They wrote down a list of items or groceries that that they're shopping for, and they went to an associate and they had a list. Well, I'm looking for this and this and this. Oh yeah, right this way, and they help them. But if they see your lanyard, your T-shirt, or if they know that you're an Instacart shopper, then they seem like they're annoyed by that. Like I've had some people ask me, like, I only ask one question. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, and I'm always nice. Excuse me, I'm trying to find such and such. The breathing, like something's wrong with their lungs. You get stuff like that. And sometimes when they see you, they roll their eyes because they don't want to help you. They feel like, and I understand if they're busy and stuff, and and maybe you're asking for too much. Now, come on now, that some stuff is just common sense. Like, don't be going through your lists in your app and trying to get them to show you everything. That's not right, because they have a job to do in those stores, and so we can't be using them to try to find stuff that we need to be looking for, because that's part of the job. And even if you're new, and and I understand you might not know where stuff is at, you might have to just do that. You might have to just take that extra effort to maybe go to some of these stores and just look at the layout, just look around, or you might just have to just thug it out, and just learn as you go. And that's what I did. I just learned as I went along, and I know some of you guys might not even shop at some of these stores, and that, that's okay. But the most important thing was, I know with Whole Foods, that store, sorry, my son is waving, that store, it's hard to find some items, okay? And so some stuff you might have, you may not have even heard of, you might have never seen before, because they're in different unusual spots, especially like some of these gluten-free and vegan items. Some stuff is just you never heard of, and I totally get it, But so to end this, it's okay to ask them a question, like if you really can't find something, but don't go through your whole phone and have them to shop for you. That's not their job. They have a job at these stores to do their job, and you have your job to do. But don't feel intimidated if you really don't know where something is and you couldn't find it, and they get an attitude with you. If that is the case, I would just document that. And don't like go back and tattletale every 5 seconds, but just make sure that you document it. And if you find that it's becoming habitual where some people just don't want to help, or it's the same person, then I will report it to Instacart or somebody. Then that's different. But just to answer you guys' question, there's nothing wrong with asking questions if you need help, but don't make it an effort to where you're always going to the store asking where something is all the time without looking for it first. That is just my suggestion. God bless.